I have one that can see.
Howdy, howdy, blobs and globs. Dr. Christian Von Fromm here, pulling the second in my double header tonight, because I got Christmas gifts to dole out, and I just finished one less than an hour ago for my father, and I have been prepping. Here comes the heat. Whoa, oh, whoa, oh. I did a little bit of prep work on this resin relief bust from Mike Swistak. It's They Live Christmas ornament. He had bored a hole in the back for it to be mounted on a plaque, which is what I do with a lot of his work. But I decided to drill a hole right here, and then I had to kind of repair with some putty, which is still a little soft, still curing. But I'm going to try to do this in one session. People have asked me a lot how long it takes me to do these model kits, and it obviously varies, but sometimes I'll do something consistently, and it could take a couple of days, it could take 2 weeks. If I'm doing consistently, sometimes something will sit on the bench for 4 years, or sometimes goes back in the box because I'm just like not sure how to proceed on it, and then I come back to it. And I got other kits like that. But having just finished the Ymir Tiny Terror for my dad, I know that when I go to edit that down, I did all of that live on camera, so I'll be able to track exactly how long it took me to do that kit. But I'm going to do another experiment right now, just because time is short, and I just got off work, and take care of my brother's gift in one session, just see how long that takes. And that's why I have prepared a fresh pot of coffee, my favorite mug, and here we go. It is nearly midnight. It is Christmas Eve. I worked a full day. I am very tired. I just finished one model. I'm drinking coffee. And all this is to say that things are going to get a little loopy. And I think this will provide you with a pretty honest look into how things are down here in the old boiler room. That putty's still kind of soft. I'm going to try to save that. Smooth that out. Okay. Let us switch feeds. Here we are. There he is. We won't need the wash tray for a while yet. So we got some arcane fluid here. I know I'm gonna, with all these drinks and these beakers of paint water, I'm gonna dip a brush into one of my drinks. This is what's gonna keep me awake. This is what has been keeping me alive for thousands of years. So, I did have on, that wasn't just a bit, I have this great mask as a reference that I got from Trick or Treat Studios. It's one of many masks that hang in my creepy corkboard layer here. But I figure it's a good template. I want to kind of do my own thing, but still be true to the original design. So, there's a lot of blue on this guy, but he's got red meat underneath. So, my instinct is to start with the meat, but look right here, the meat runs out and exposes bare bone. So I think we're going to start with the bone and the teeth first, and then layer out from there. This is the kind of forensic detail you got to consider when you're painting these guys. This is how you build a story. So, boy, I didn't put away any of my Ymir paints, and I didn't pull out the paints I intended on using. So we're really going to be flying by the seat of our pants right now. Let's see. Got like a fawn color around here somewhere. Oh, you're gonna make me stand up, aren't you? All right. Well, look at that. That was the one you needed. So it had to be done. It had to be done. Oh, hey, you know what you haven't been doing, buddy? Wearing your microphone. Oh, that is the coolest. You opened the whole show like that. Ha 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 ha. Ah, ha 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 ha. All right, note to self. Diane, record backup copy on H4 recorder. It's okay. I've seen it happen to others. It happens to the best of us. Let's see. What's a good brush for this? Yeah, why not? Oh boy. Got all these props here. It's really taking up the whole work surface. I don't usually ingest anything down here other than resin dust. But yeah, we've got our Corfee and our magic juice. Is a potion, you know. It's tricky because he's got, according to the mask, his upper lip is blue, like the rest of his skin. But it's so tight that it looks like it looks the same shape as the lower lip. So anyway, I'll lay this base color in there, and we'll layer up on top of it. Chungus, chungus, chungus. Fungus, fungus, fungus. Let's get some music going so I can stop rambling at y'all. Oh yeah, hair dryer incoming. Cool. I tell you, it took me a lot longer before I started using the blow dryer. I used to just wait for things to dry, and maybe I'd have multiple projects on the bench at once so that I could move on to something else. But that's how certain projects would just kind of like die on the table. Is I'd do a little bit of work, and I'd have to let it sit, and I'd get distracted, and I'd move on, and days would go by. Then when I started doing the time-lapse videos, I learned the value of the hair dryer. It's just it took forever to shoot those, and then I was on a deadline. And now he's a great for this. Good. And now we're gonna dry brush. This lemon chiffon, that's what I was looking for. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm figuring out next steps. Okay. Let's do another page. I did this remix. I've listened to these guys for a long time. It was Justice. Alright, now let's just gonna wet the brush down, stipple where I was dry brushing. Yeah, and that just helps marry it all together. And that looks like bone! It looks like bones to me, children! And that is... yes, that's it for bone. We got the bone. I ate the bones! So, before I forget my brilliant idea, I grab these. I have blue in it. I don't think I'll use that, but I'll keep it on standby. But we'll start with our. Spill that potion, I'm cooked. All right. So now I'm getting, there's the very stringy raw muscle right on his jaw. This is as good a place to start as any. It almost happened, did you see? The brush almost went into the old skull glass. Alright. Just trying to get that thread in there anywhere some muscle fibers. Just try to thumb it away. Thumb it away! Right. Start getting in the face holes. Face holes. Thick paint. Yuck! I need it to get into all of those little recesses. Oh, knew that was going to happen. That's okay. I came prepared. Striking. All right, there we are. Okay, let's start finishing some of these vessels here. You'll notice that I did not coat this guy with a primer. It's because I have no time for such frivolities, such luxuries. This guy is truly used as a Christmas ornament. He shall be handled with OCD. Get out of the box. Going back into the box. Or he could be hung elsewhere. I'm going to tie a ribbon through that hole. Just if you like the look of them. Let's see. So far, he's going to look vaguely human, albeit a very damaged human, before that blue skin comes out. So I'm just painting what's going to look like dried out muscle once the paint dries. Constantly moving it, making sure it's just paint red. Just do it. Yeah, you see, you completely missed a flesh cavity there.
Flesh cavity. Ugh.
How do I just sound like Willem the Bird? Okay. Just gotta thin this guy out a little bit. I know. Yeah. Let's try to get those spots missed. Man. There we go. Okay, there. So I just painted everything else brick red. That's fine. Totally fine for my purposes. Now, I think... Ooh, get a little more in there. Hang on. Where was it? I saw it. There it is. Right. All good. Yep, there's some. Okay, all right. Yes, all right. Set that down. I don't think we need another coat of that. But we do need more coffee. All right. Boocha, boocha, boocha. Hair dryer. I really got to stop clapping right in front of the lava like that. I'm sure that's killing me. I'm sorry. Hang tight. Come on. I got to go in there. All surgical like now. Come on. I ain't got time for this beeswax. Really, really want to make sure. Everything. Oh, jeez. No more little surprises. It's the wrong John Carpenter movie, but I'll take it because it's one of my favorite pieces of music. The soundtrack that got me hooked on synth and electronica, which I guess makes sense why it's on this playlist. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, it's not the theme. This is from when he's stealing the car. Yeah, that's him jumping on the car. I know all the film scores. But it's cool. I've had a couple of encounters with John Carpenter. Really, one encounter, but I've seen him twice live in concert with his son and it's Cody Carpenter and Daniel Davies, another collaborator. And I've seen them twice with one of my very best friends. And I got to meet him up close. Well, barely interact with him up close, where I was at a convention in New Jersey that had overbooked significantly. Like the fire marshals had to show up. This was the beginning of March. It was freezing cold out. And we were out there for hours. Like they couldn't let us in until a certain number of people left the building. And my friend and I had an appointment, a photo op booked with the kids from the new It movie at the time, in Chapter 1, as it's known these days. Quiet, Charles Bernstein. I'm sorry, Charles Bernstein. I didn't mean that. I was just showing off. What was I saying? John Carpenter live. I don't know, man. I lost it. Oh, no, the convention. So we finally get into the building, and we're still moving in a snail's pace. Get into the room. We get to meet the kids from It, and now everything is behind schedule because of the overbooking. And so John Carpenter is on the other side of the photo op curtain, waiting because they're in his spot, and everything is overdue. So I come out there with my friend Rob, and I had taken out one of my Pennywise bust to have in the picture with the It kids, and get to the other side. It was very like assembly line. Get to the other side. John Carpenter's right there, and I say to my buddy, like, "Oh, hang out, Rob. I gotta put my bust away." And I kneel down right in front of John Carpenter, and I pack the bust in the box, in the duffel bag, and I stand up, and I realize I'm wearing one of his tour shirts, and I just stand right up, and I make eye contact with him. He's got a cup of coffee, and he just gives me one of these. And it was instantly worth the 2 hours in the March wind of Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And then later that day, I got to show my Pennywise bust to Tim Curry in person, which was another very cool experience. It was the first time that I'd gotten to show the subject that I had painted, or to have the model be in the presence of the subject, rather. And that's something I've gotten to do a couple times, and it's a feeling that I chase. while I was blathering on about film score and composers and filmmakers, I had started dry brushing hot pink only on the upper half of his face. And I just, because we have so little real estate to work with, I wanted to do as much with it as I can. So I wanted to try doing a little bit of a gradient and dry brushing the hot pink up top. And I'm going to take this kind of transparent bright yellow and bring this in down by his neck muscles, and you could give like maybe a vocal cord effect. I love painting those yellowish tendons and throats on these models. I don't know why. Something from childhood, I guess. I'll have to go in there with a smaller brush. This isn't going to get all that, but it's just getting on these jaw muscles. Okay. Let's just do the same thing just to get under his chin. There, and look what I did. I started wearing off the paint. All right. Maybe I gotta slow it down. I mean, that's the danger of not using primer, but I'm a wicked boy, kids. Do as I say and not as I do. And now that I think about it, probably don't do what I say either. I hold no authority. I should counsel nobody. Let's see. How are we gonna fix this? Blend a little bit of yellow, but yellow in there. I don't know what that sound was. Ooh, actually, now that I'm doing that, hang on. Let's just do some spot work here. Yeah. Actually, yes. We're going to get really heavy. No, it doesn't look like what you'd expect. Wait and see. Oh, son of a gun. Now it just looks like ketchup and mustard. You know, leave it like that. Blow dry it before you do any more damage. Ay. Okay, let's see. You know what? I think I want to get this. It's only a matter of time, kids, before I dragged out the neon fluorescent paint. Sometimes hot pink just ain't enough. You gotta go glow in the dark! Like a proper 90s kid. Alright, so again, right where I was hitting the hot pink up here. Very top. Yeah, see how that's gonna, especially since I'm gonna be doing a sort of a wash up here later. I don't want to lose those highlights. Yeah. See, we're getting a little bit of a gradient here now. Okay. I'm liking that. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to shift gears and start blocking in the blue skin, I think. Now, where do we want to begin with that blue skin? Let's see. That's an essential ingredient. Yeah, of course, color shift. Boy, let's see. Yeah, why don't I scooch in? It's hot in here. But then it is a boiler room, and I'm drinking coffee and wearing a Santa hat and sitting under a light. That's cup number 2. This should be it. Cup number 3. Just think of that one episode of Futurama where there's where Fry drinks 100 cups of coffee or something, and he ends up like attaining flash speed. He saves the day. All right, so I don't think this. All right. Start neutral. Start neutral. And it doesn't get more neutral blue than a bottle with no label. But it's what I said. It's a good neutral blue. All right, so going with the detailed brush. Don't worry, I know this is a boring neutral blue. This is just a base. We're going to get funky with it. I promise. I like this little eyebrow flap that Mike gave him right here. It's really especially angry. Good. Yeah, we're going to do this. This is moving very swiftly. I'm having so much fun. This is nice and easy going and satisfying. I love just like watching the boundaries of the colors appear like this. Almost tempted to leave the tissue underneath the way it looks right now, because I worry that I'm going to lose that gradient. But you know what? No, I'm not going to lose anything. I'm going to work it back. Everything in this game is a back and forth. Missed a whole spot. Whole swath of alien flesh left unattended. I'm doing these faces to stay awake, I swear. Or maybe it is the caffeine kicking in, and maybe I'm about to become silly. Nah. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm getting some fun ideas. All right, let's all right. Here we go. Okay. Real quick, just want to do another really coat of that. This is the inside of that eye socket. Son of a gun! All right. Ay, ay, ay. All right. Here we go. Oh boy. How are we looking with this blue? Let's go one more. God, I do love this soundtrack. Fun telling thing about me. The 25th anniversary soundtrack release, whatever it was, on CD was the first CD that I bought with my own money. I was 11 years old. And I would listen to that while I did my homework and snacked on Hormel pepperoni. And now you know what makes the monkey dance. Excuse me. Just cleaning up some little bits where I went outside the lines. Sometimes you can massage it back with a moistened brush. Something's stuck in there. Good. You made it 1,000 times worse. All right. So he's going to have a weird tooth for a little bit. I think we'll be okay. Boy, he's looking festive, ain't he? And we haven't even painted and we haven't even painted his hat yet. Let's see how that putty is feeling up there. Oh, we'll just leave it until we're ready. We got more to do downtown. Downtown being the gentleman's face. I don't know. Let's try to fix that tooth now because it's gonna drive me nuts. It's gonna drive me nuts. Nuts on butts. Some of that. Yeah. Oh, yay. Let's see. Next, we're going to do some of this Aqua Flash. Boy, that really bothers the DC nerd in me. How are we going to do this? Because a good dedicated modeler would put liquid latex in all these little crevices and then paint this outer skin layer. But we've established I'm no good. So I'm going to just try. Tell you what, yeah, this brush will do. So getting our color shift, aqua flash, start on the easy areas to pick up. These thinner areas, just go very carefully. Better to not even touch it and adjust than to go too heavy and have to triage it to undo your mess. And it was this sculptor, Mike Swistak, from cthulhugizzardcustoms, who introduced me to these color shift paints. Because he not only sculpts, he's a master painter too. He sells, I buy his pieces unpainted, but he sells them painted too, and it's really cool stuff. And he's taught me a lot about technique. It's definitely informed what I do, especially since I do so many of his pieces. They're so great for this kind of work. Showing the process, especially doing it in one sitting like this. Which was always the kind of initial kernel of the idea I had for this channel. Just wanting to be kind of the Bob Ross of model painting. But that's a big old internet out there, and I've actually done a lot of cool contemporary modeling channels. And it's just like learn that there are others out there. The decision of finding your people. I just need to make contact. But you see what that's doing now to the skin? Just gives it this little sheen. And I don't like to leave this as the top layer on skin because it can risk looking too metallic. But it always helps to dry brush another flat layer on top of that, and then that just like splits the difference enough that it just looks like some sort of biological tissue. I don't know what I'm saying. The same brush, I'm not going to rinse it off. It's very, what do we call it? Oh, just turquoise. Oh, glad I looked that up. And I want to figure out another gradient like I did on the undertones. So I think I want to do this turquoise, this like layer color up top. Lay paint across the highlights so that I don't risk getting it on the muscle underneath. Okay. All right. So that's part one of the gradient. Next. Ooh, yeah, let's get really good. Where is it down here? Is it up? Up in the attic. There it is. Fluorescent paint number 2. Ah! All right. Been a while since one of those happened. And I think that was all on stuff I was just shooting, not live streaming. So now you all know. I'm a little bit of a goof. Kept it hidden for so long. So let's see if this even does anything. But I just want to start from the brows down. And I'm not really sure. Well, now I am. Jeez. So let's try to do that. something. Yeah. And this will look cool under funky lights. Like if I turn off this work light and I just let these backlights go, set on certain colors, I've noticed that it'll have like that black light effect. All right, a little more on that side, right? Okay. Now, that's part 2 of the gradient. Too blue. We're getting too blue here. Again, not rinsing off the brush. I like what it's doing, but it's making me question what I should do up top. Okay, I know what I should do up top. All right, we're going to go back into that neon purple, leave that blue open. We're going to take this neon purple all the way up to the hairline. Up to the tippy top of the forehead. Up in 5-head territory. Yeah, it was a safe bet I was going to work a serious amount of purple into something. Purple and pink, I always get them in there. It's like I was born in the 90s or something. Everything was that wild berry Pop-Tart color palette. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm liking that. Cool. We're going to do one more dry brush layer. We'll do all of that to kind of marry it together. Seal this for sure. It's serious. And look, I did it without masking with latex. Although maybe that's more of an airbrushing. But we can dirty can cool. All right. Just gonna hit that with the hair dryer really quick to make sure it all cures. I'm loving this color palette. Actually, before I blow dry, this one. I was having issues with the throat, but now that paint has dried, I'm gonna get back in there for the highlight pass. Oh, my paper towel's running out of real estate here. Okay, we're just over an hour in too. This is an hour's work. You know, that's not bad. Not bad. Yeah, I started to say earlier, like the impetus was to try to be like a Bob Ross equivalent for this craft that I've always admired and have been doing for most of my life since I was 8 years old. But the thing is, Bob Ross's things, I mean, amazed when I started actually watching the show and saw it. He just does the whole thing unedited in like half an hour, right in front of your eyes, and you just watch it happen. And it's informed how I paint these things, but he also just the stuff that he talks about, and his approach philosophically to painting and creating a story, and getting over the perfectionism and just like making choices that make you happy because it's your art. And that's the kind of thing that I want to spread around, and it's helped me in my own stuff because like I get a lot out of doing this stuff in here. Sorry to get all maudlin on you. Breaks the heart and the head. I dropped Sandy. I did take my contact lenses out because they were drying out. Oh boy. I want to ditch the hat and the lab coat so bad. It's so warm. Okay, now we're going to just hit it with the air for a little bit. Okay, going back in, same little brush. Dry brush this, what are they calling this one? Nautical blue. I don't know. I think I'm just going to get the highlights on the lower part of the mountains. And we're going to do yet another gradient effect. And this is just to bring out the highlights on our gradient effects. Just see all those little grooves in the skin. That is okay. We're gonna do some other stuff that's gonna help that out. And we've yet to paint the nose, but that's okay because I think that's gonna be relatively easy. All right. So there's this nautical blue dry brushed on the highlights on the lower part of his skin. But I'm going to bring in, this could be a terrible idea, the spring green. I love it. It's a funky, bright, sci-fi type of green. I love working it into things. It looks like bad candy. And I want to use this for the highlights along this more purple section. So let's see. I don't know what made me think of this. This is like, it's kind of like the same value as the blue. Okay, I don't hate it, but you know, no. It did kind of hide our purple gradient. Like it's still, that looks like a They Live alien, but it's a little more grounded, not as funky. We can bring just some of that funk in with a little wet brush and just try to wash some of that green away. Especially up top. because then it can just look like another part of the gradient. Yeah, just smooth out some of this. And the recesses, yeah. Yeah, I do like that. Yeah, that's something. Now there's a green level in there too. Levels, Jerry. And I tell you what. Let's see. You guessed it. We're going fluorescent. I figure for most of this movie, you see these guys in black and white. Let's show them real colorful if we're going to show them in color, huh? So, these neon paints are kind of transparent, so this will just help reinforce the little green dry brush I did. Yeah, this guy's going to look funky in the lights, especially if he's hanging on a tree with lights that are running on a pattern, color-changing lights. You see different parts of his face pop out in different ways. I don't know. I think I just like the purple better. All right, well, let's check in on our putty up here. All right, leave that alone, my boy. All right, yeah, just look back down. I hate it. We're going to bring back the neon purple over that. That's okay. It's good to try things. Boy, we're gonna get the whole Halloween score tonight. I mean, some of it might have come up during the Ymir live stream right before this. It was the same radio. All right, let's let that sit. We're going to move on to something more fun. Right now, something that I enjoy in my technique is when it comes to kind of gruesome stuff like this with exposed muscle and such, or any kind of gore, it's important to me that you paint the tissue dry first. So the muscle isn't red, like it's this yellowish and the pinkish up here because we're being funky. And then when it gets wet, you just have to imagine like what that tissue looks like if there were no blood in it. And then I found my favorite formula for blood is this transparent burnt sienna ink mixed with some red ink. But because this guy is not a human being, I think I want to do things a little differently and just see how this burnt sienna ink looks. And we're just going to start with the mouth. Yeah. Yeah, something, and we can reinforce it later. All right, let's get into... Yes. This is what I was getting excited about earlier, realizing that this is a job for the old inks. Yeah, get the ink all over the bone, and before it gets a chance to dry, blot it away. Where's my... Shit, lose that paint. Pardon my language. Okay, yeah. Okay. Very good. Because what I like about the inks that you'll see as this dries is that it gives this like sticky look to it that you can achieve with a gloss too, but there's something like special about this that it does. It's good for producing realistic blood effects. So I think I'm gonna switch really quick. Just because we're doing all this gradient stuff, I don't want to mix the two inks together just yet, unless I have to. So we had the raw sienna on the bottom of the face. Because the red ink alone is not good for blood because it's too pink. So, but I think that might help what I'm doing up here. And come to think of it, Mike was also the guy who got me into using inks like this, because he makes these beautiful bases that he mounts these on, and I try to imitate his style and make it my own, however I can. Bring a little bit of the red here, just along the edge, so there's a little bit of a bleed. No pun intended. Shut up. Okay. This is this guy with the hairdryer, huh? Actually, before we do that, let's rescue that ink. All right. All right, gonna let that ink cure before I do anything else to the muscle underneath. Now I want to come back to that eyebrow area where I had laid in the green, and I want to work it back. Going back to that 2 blue. Yeah, just bringing it back in to the same world. The rest of the face. And I kid you not, I just had the thought, well, now I should dry brush something on top of this blue because it's getting kind of flat now. Hey, how about bright green? I almost did the exact same thing. My stupid brain. I stopped it in time. But I gotta let somebody know that these thoughts are in there. Somebody to keep me honest, you know? Okay. Just try to work a little more of that neon purple in there. Oh man, I'm getting hoarse. Yeah, I like that. Excuse me. Sorry. Got them on the entire internet right now for anybody to see. All right, let's actually start with a smaller one. Figure while I let some components dry, we'll start blocking in his hair. Starting in with a raw sienna. I always forget my siennas. Raw sienna. Crap, hang on. You got it. Oh boy. You know what the problem is, though, with live streaming and drinking all that coffee live, is that coffee comes back around. And now I got to figure out. I mean, that is the bathroom right back here. That's the back end of my shower. And I do have the drill in here, so I could bore a hole. But that's going to go in the shower. Ah, there's a drain. Yeah, stand by. I'm going to use the drill. No. Okay. Bigger brush now. That's one brush. Actually, now that you rinsed it off, let's use like the Good. Leave it. And just like that, it's got some hair. But that is just the base layer. Stand by! Oh, man. Oh, excuse me. Important to stretch in this line of work. Move my paper towel around so I can get some more bare people. Oh. I don't want to be wiping off with too small of a slice of paper towel, you know what I mean? This is butterscotch. Our last one was raw sienna. Okay. A little more. Getting into some titanium gold, which is a good thing for lighter colored hair. Just a little bit of the highlights, and we'll just give it that gloss, that sheen that all the shampoo commercials talk about. Oh, crux, that's supposed to be hair. All right, we'll cheat, and then we'll go back in there and do it proper too. Next, just so we don't leave that hair looking too metallic, we're going to come in with a fawn, right? Fawn. Excuse me. All right. I'll tell you what, I got another funky idea. Red flash. We are going to get the entire Halloween score on this playlist. All right. Give me this brush here. Just want to make a little wash of this red flash, another color shift, and just bring that into the recesses of the hair. Just try to give it like an unnatural strawberry blonde type of look. Blow dry that. Let's leave the hair alone for a little bit. I want to do something with the gums. The mask over here has him with kind of pink human-looking gums, but I gotta get more creative than that. But I'll try to stay in that pinkish purplish type of range. Where's mulberry? That's mulberry. Oof, right. All right, so doing a little thicker wash of this mulberry. I just want to try to hit the gums. That looks like too much paint. Because like the teeth and gums looked good with just that ink wash, but this just brings in another color to separate between the blue skin and the teeth. We're going to get in and paint those individual teeth in a second, too. Yeah. Well, like, case in point, with that blood formula with the ink, like, this looks like if you've ever had a nosebleed and you have dried blood all over you, it's got that like tacky look to it, and that makes me so happy. All right, now the teeth. Let's go back to that fawn. Pretty good, huh? We'll have to do another wash in there anyway. But you know what? We've done our inks for now. I think I want to get started on the eyes. Or you know what? Maybe it's time we start working on the hat. So how are we going to do that? Give me a very pale blue. Oh, very pale blue. Yes. Oh, and this will be fun because it's so pitted. Wonderful. Right now, I'm mostly just trying to get the border detail, and then I'll be able to switch brushes when I want to work on and make sure that I get all these little divots filled with paint. So I could have started with like a light gray to make the white fur trim of the Santa hat, but I've learned to go for either off-white in the pink, blue, or yellow direction, and then you dry brush a white over that, and it just kind of picks up like that's the best way I found to make something that looks like clean and white. Because if you paint a white shirt and you give it any kind of wash of a darker color, it's going to look like it's soiled. And a lot of times, that's what you want. Like zombie clothes and such. Anybody that's been crawling out of the ground, yeah, sure. But sometimes people need to be in clean white shirts. And what do you do then? Well, what I just said is a matter of seconds. Okay. Let's get that out there. Okay. In fact, let's stick with that brush. Yeah, make sure you get a big old. Come on, man. He's got a rotten brain. Rotten, I tell you. That's toast, that brush. Here we go. I just realized this guy and the Ymir that I finished today are going to be twins. Boy. What a normal man I am. A normal man am I. Try to do a wash to get into those little holes. And we won't know if it worked until I dry them out. Oh boy, that's really bad. All right. That's what I'll do. Okay. Excuse me. You know what? Why not? To help clean that up, I'm just going to bring that into the hair. That light blue, it's now making this guy look gray. Check it out. That's better than risking stripping off the paint. All right. Just one more pass of that. Clean that brush. No! Now that my water bottle has touched the floor, I can't drink out of it for 5 seconds. That's the rule, so it's been explained to me. Tell you what, while we, just because I don't feel like using the blow dryer again just yet, let's figure out what we're going to do with his nose. Let's see. Okay. Slow down for a second. All right. Step one on the nose. All right. And tell you what, while we let that dry, let's at least lay in base color for the eyes. Now, again, so we wear a mask. It's just these silver eyes. But you know I can't just do silver. So we're going to lay in some flat whitish base. But which one? Yeah. Bleached sand. Sounds like it needs mixing up.
Until you gyrate in the fresh I just wanna be there with you.
Nah.
I just wanna be there with you. I just wanna be there with you.
Trying to smooth out a bump in the paint. Now I gotta rescue this eyeball. Alright. Oh, let that sit for a second. Meanwhile, we got warm white, a different white. We're going to use that to dry brush the trim of the hat. Oh, rip your lava off again, my boy. Was it this stream that I started without the lava on? I can't even remember. It seems an eternity ago. All right, so here's what I'm doing now. Over that light blue, you see how that white's showing up now? I'm just aiming for the middle of this stripe so that we're catching kind of the peak of this curve here. I don't know why I turned into Harrison Ford there. There, that's pretty good, huh? Okay. Let's still give that eye some space. Just want to come in and fix that area that we had to clean up. But we can start blocking in the top of the hat, which is the last bit of exposed green resin we've got here. So, kiss it goodbye. What do I want to start with? I'll never tell the name of this paint again. I use it all the time, but it's been obliterated, defaced, which of course screws up its whole afterlife to continue. Take care of that. Come back to that. Just rambling to myself. Don't mind me. I should put rambling in the tags. People like rambling videos. I really just gotta develop my ASMR voice and learn not to speak a mile a minute and gargle with a mouthful of marbles. All right. Almost good with the edge work there. Make sure that looks clean. Okay. And now just going in more liberally with a bigger brush. Here we are again. All right. Well, that's a base. Get in there, get in there. All right, that's coat number 1. We're going to dry that real quick. Well, we're 2 hours in. And I haven't gotten up for that bathroom break either. And I drank more water since I last brought it up. Silly me. And listening to the Halloween soundtrack when you gotta pee doesn't help. It just adds this extra layer of suspense. Which is what makes it such an effective score. All right, there's our base color. Now, I would like just a bog standard fire engine red. How about this? Bright red. Works for me. And that's a bright red. Look for on the same playlist. But I got some work to do, so I don't even want to look. Stipple like this, it can kind of give that fuzzy, furry texture. You know what? I don't mind so much that I'm getting some of the red on the white trim, because we're going to go back in with a small brush to not just clean that up. We want to leave some of that color in there, because then it's going to look like the light is reflecting from the hat onto the white surface. All right, what are we listening to here? Tron. Okay, no. All right. Okay. Let the hat sit for a while. It's looking pretty good. Let's go back to the nose. Only a couple ideas for layers on this. We started with that licorice, which is like a bluish black. Then we got wrought iron, which is the darkest gray that I have. And I'm just going to go in and highlight the nose. It's going to be a very subtle layer. Get that fuzzy hair out of my paintbrush. Me. Get that with the dryer. Same thing, different paint. Where did that brush get to that I was just using? This? Yeah. Well, let's use it. Going back into this rich periwinkle, which I remembered because it's the name of, it sounds like the name of a bank. Just want to give something to the nose. Bring some rich periwinkle into his brow to transition between the blue and the purple. Why not? Yeah, that's a good highlight for that. Cool. All right. I think I'm ready to get into those eyes now. Man, we're almost done. Almost done. 2 hours, 7 minutes. Oh boy. We're using bleached sand. Bleached sand. Yeah. Yeah, just bump into the camera and the light. Go right ahead. It's making it not smooth. And I want it smooth. This is what messed us up last time. Sometimes I gotta just like strategically layer the paint so that I'm not just pulling it around. But that's exactly what I'm doing. So just bring a little water. Okay. Zonka Make sure that's nice and dry. Now, even though I started with a kind of typical human eye color. Instead of going the silver route of my reference there, I want to get into this as another color shift. Oh gosh, but it's glittery label and I can't read the lettering. Oh my gosh. Gold, red, violet shift. Color changing top coat. So I want to put this on that bleached sand white. And now we got some alien looking eyes. I wanted, instead of silver, to go more the pearlescent route. Yeah, I like that. And then let's just sneak back into our red ink. Oh yeah, I really like what going back in with the red ink is doing right now. You know, let's get inventive. Put some red ink along the edge of the nose to bring out that highlight. Yep. All right. Whew. Good thing I charged up all those lights. But I should just get better at checking and switching them out preemptively. But I get so absorbed in my wake. Okay. So let's see. Which one of these has some juice in it? It's got half battery, it says. No, it's done. All right, we got to finish up soon because this is it. But we are close to the finish line. That is my last light. I want to let the eyes settle because we just did the ink, we did the top coat. I can close up our red ink bottle. Still not satisfied with the hair. So that's what I'm going to do. Yes. That red flash wasn't really reading to me. This is orange flash. Imagine that. Just want to separate this from the hair because so much of that white got in there. Oh, there. That's helping it. Yeah. I tried getting cute throwing the white in there, or the light blue, I guess, to save myself some trouble, but it just wasn't looking right. All right, almost there. I have to clean that up. Oh. We'll do your cleanup now. All right. Yes, it was the top of the hat. I like how those eyes are looking. What do I do? This one. One last look at our mask here. Let's see. 8 points. People's in the middle. Or are they stars? I don't know. Is that just the way the mask sculpted it? Well, here's what we're going to do. Right now, it looks. Hang on. It's like Kermit the Frog with this. So I think instead of doing the star pattern, I'm going to get a little inventive. Without looking at a reference photo, this could be exactly what they do in the movie. But but I almost want to treat it like this. The whites of the eyes are actually the iris for this species. And then instead of that star shape, it's just the patterns of the iris. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for. Or is this going to turn into disaster land? All right, we're going to figure out what to do with this. You know what? I'm just going to call it a wash and fix it from scratch. Because you know what? I got a better idea anyway. Bleached sand is where we started. Actually, hang on. Let's just experiment really quick. Going back to that color shift thing. Since this is a transparent thing, paint, one might call it. I want to try just going over this so that we kind of have that pattern underneath as a layer and building up from there. Because that's kind of helping the look that I was picturing. Yikes. Okay, so that dried a little clearer than I wanted. So what opportunities do I have to try out here? Let's just try working back with a layer of that bleached sand. Fine, just go over. Just go over it completely. It's fine. It's for the best. I was really liking where we were, and then I was. All right, dang it. Let's look at a reference photo. Okay, I can be a little more inventive with this, I think. We'll just get a little code of this here. Oh, I got a dangerous idea, kids. Where's my brush pen? Okay. Don't rinse off your brush pen. That's not how that works. All right. Let's hit that with the hairdryer just to be safe. Oh, hello! Happy holidays! Go for it painting. I'm actually going to let that sit. How are you doing? I am nearly done with this They Live ornament. Oh, I'm looking at your channel right now. Go for it painting. Subscribed. Cool. I can't wait to check more of that out. I really want to see that Darth Vader I see there. All right. Let's see. Let's sit. Where's my go back in? Burnt sienna ink. Just one little drop. Put it down. Just get those recesses there. Yeah. Ooh, looking good, looking good, looking good. Just try to separate the hair from the white trim of the hat a little while we have this ink live and active. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Just got to figure out how to finalize these eyes. Thank you for subscribing. Can't wait to exchange videos. Let's see. Oh, it's going to feel so good to put all these paints away. All right. Now this is where I get nervous because every time I use ink, I live to regret it. It doesn't always interact with paint well. Definitely doesn't interact with gloss well. So I'm going to try to put this transparent paint over it. And here we go. That's something. Alright. Let's let that sit for a second while I figure out what else I'm going to do to him. Let's get some more of that ink into his teeth. This burnt sienna ink is really good for like a, gives like a tobacco stain to teeth. Another really good thing for that is tobacco. How do we want to go about this? Get the hair dryer. I see something that's cleaning up. Oh yeah, just get whatever this vague paint watercolor is in here. All right, hair dryer. Yeah. Okay, tell you what, I want to do one more. I just want to do that same thing. Because again, this dry is clearer than it goes on. But if I can just kind of give that star shape a diluted effect, it'll look like just another species type of pupil. A big old blob. And it'll dry round. There we go. Get that blow dryer back, my friend. Now, why not? We've got a black flash in our color shift arsenal, so let's try to lay in some pupils with this. Get me there. Let's I'm just winging it at this point. Trying to make these eyes look good. As you can see, I'm kind of starting from scratch. Oh, come on. Oh, well, I'll tell you what. Since I'm having such a hard time with these eyes, maybe the solution would be to call it a night. It's been 2 hours, 45 minutes. And I nearly did it in one session. But I think I got to come back at this with fresh eyes tomorrow. It should be a much shorter stream, but this was a good night's work. And I'll just bring him on the big cam before I sign off. Here we are. Let's see if I can get that. There he is. All right. So with that, I'm going to bid you good night, good morning. It's 2:27 in the morning out here. And check back in tomorrow when I will finish this guy up. Just in time for Christmas. All right. Peace on earth, everyone. Bye.